Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. First time in a while I've streamed on a Thursday, maybe once or twice, 6 months? But thank you all for being here. I appreciate it, each and every one of you. Uh, I'm trying to get up some stuff here, and I didn't realize my clock is wrong, and that's why I'm a few minutes late. I know you can probably hear me okay. I've got the, hey, Hasbro. Hang on, guys, and I'll call you out in just a second. I'm trying to set up some stuff here. I realized one thing. You can't turn a Logitech camera into a MacMan 039 camera, uh, which is a Sony ZV-1. And Canon also makes some good ones, too, that really look good for live streams. I had to actually cut one light off just to get this kind of subdued because it was kind of washed out. LOL, Michael says. Curtis Long. Let me start at the top here. Bear with me, guys. I'll highlight you. Vanessa Kitty's with us. Thank you for dropping by, Vanessa. Good to see you. Tactical Fudd. Mark Thomas is with us. There you go. I got the right one. I think because I worked in the I told you all in the streams at times, I worked in manufacturing most of my life in one form or another, outside of, other things, sales, auto repairs, things like that. And, I always was a very fast worker. Good evening, Buddha Bob. Hope you're doing well, man. He's getting over surgery. Howdy, McMahon. We might get a panel up here a little bit later if somebody's around and can get up here, but I'm going to go over some. I am used to, and I'll admit it. So what you see is what you get. I'm used to reading dies, guys. And I've been doing them a long time, and I can do them in my sleep. I've only recently got Lee dies, and they're a little different. You had to kind of read the direction, especially with the tilting head, T7 cam over press. Lee is not a cam over press. I know from Echo and what I've heard from him and other people, but I'm not as familiar with Lee products. But welcome to the show, and let me see what I can do. I actually got some right here. I bought this right here, gosh, probably back in 2006. Lawman Spear at a gun show. I was trying to think of the Eastman here in Georgia. Boy, it's a big one too. I usually spend 4 to 6 hours just walking back and forth through the big building. It's held in Gwinnett County. These Spearmen are 40 S&W 165 grain total metal jacket, TMJ. For anybody interested in that. I can't, when I'm doing kind of a tutorial, bear with me because I can't always, I will get your question if you have one in time. I'll have to come back and scroll. And Mac Man knows that. You kind of do two things at once here when you're doing a show. Here's that little thing right here. That's that. So you can't hardly get this thing to focus because it's just not $60, used to be 100. Got it at Sam's Club. Logitech X920 Pro HD Cam. But anyway, I haven't shot these. I used to have a 40 caliber. I carried a 40 caliber stainless steel semi-auto for probably 8 years, and I kept it cocked and locked, just like the 1911 also. So I was going to do a few measurements here on it before I actually came on the stream, but I got you know how things go. I was actually looking for the what is that Schwarzenegger says in Terminator? Talk to the hand. I thought that, I never forgot that. He goes, talk to the hand. I thought that was always crazy. Dingy crazy, especially considering he's walking around, you all know the movie. This factory round, and I know the spec ballpark of what the Sammy spec is 1.12, 1.5, which is almost 1.121 thousandths of an inch. That's the factory load measurement. I'm not going to give out some measurements here, like powder measurements. I may do overall length on it as I'm going. So I'm definitely, hang with me, I'm going to eventually probably, I almost ordered that Sony cam the other day, which you all can see. You probably can't see because of the light. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see. I can't even see it. I'm looking at the camera too. 121.1.121.5 overall length. I know these fire good, and I also have a. If I can see it, here it is. I have this, which is a case gauge. I get the EGW. I do have the other singles in rifle, but pistol, I usually pick this for, I think, $20. Does 7 rounds, I think. S&W, EGW, and they're cheap. And it goes in there flush. Really nice. So here's one I love. And I know this is a little too short than what I want, but I was kind of sizing in a hurry today. And I'll show you, actually. It's a dummy round. If I had a focus camera, it definitely would work. See, it won't even focus on my hand. Anyway, the bullet is setting a little too low to my liking. And I would have to actually start a work up on a low charge. But it will fit in the gauge. Perfect, of course. But I noticed something about this gauge today when I was setting the overall length. And I'm not that experienced, and I'll admit it, on pistol. I've been doing rifle rounds for almost a decade, but pistol rounds I just never got into. And I actually only 2 die sets: Redding 9mm. No, it's not deluxe, just standard. It's a steel set, yeah, steel. And my brother bought a deluxe Lee 4 die set deluxe 40 S&W right here, which you probably can't read because the camera. I'll state again, that camera is starting to annoy me when I can't even see it myself. But anyway, it's a deluxe 4 die set. It'll have with it the sizing die with the decapping rod in it, powder through expander die, which is it good for beginner? Absolutely. Do I like it personally to use it? No, I like Redding 2-step expander or a Lyman M die type. I just do. And I'm kind of old school on even reloading. You get that, which is nice because you can powder through on it right here, which I'm pointing to. And then right there, you got your seating die, which I got marked with a black marker. I do that with definitely with the pistol. I'm doing it as a reference point to how much I turn. Then I got the factory crimp die, which looks more like a taper. Actually, this one is more like it's not the pedal like the 9mm, which is kind of strange, but it's not. It's like the sleeve. So basically a taper factory crimp die, in my opinion, on that. And the other dies, they just still there from 223. And this takes, bear with me a minute. Here we go. I got the old RCBS primer out past few days, this past week. I got a number 19 shell holder with it. And what's weird is well, it's not weird, but in Redding it don't seem to work well. Anyway, 19 is what came with it. And I put it in there. And I am going to size for you all flare, even though I may not prefer that flare die for anybody, newbies. But I do highly recommend it for new people because it's easy to get in. It's better to buy something affordable and learn to reload than to sit around and wait for months and maybe a year or two and buy expensive gear and sit there and, and granted, you'll be watching YouTube videos and you're learning, but you're not hands-on, is what I'm saying. You can get hands-on quick with Lee, and that's what's good. And then if you'll always use your Lee, put your Lee aside and go up to Redding, go up to Dillon commercial, Dillon's, 650, 750. 650 is not actually for sale anymore, unfortunately. That's strange on that 650. I bought that thing right when they were switching over at the end of the year. A few weeks later, the Dillon 750 launched. But I still like that 650. I actually like it. In my opinion, what I've watched online, I like it better than the 750. It's just different opinions out there. But let me go through the line here a minute, the side chat. Thank you all for coming by. Appreciate you stopping in. It's been a while, guys, hasn't it? Quite a while. I still text Echo occasionally for an update. He, usually responds a day late and $1 short. No, he responds when he can. I texted him the other day. I hadn't heard from him at all at times. Apparently he stays busy down there now a lot more. Used to, he's mostly was a homebody during COVID. And I think he started streaming before COVID, if I remember. Hang on, I'm going to go to the top and call you guys out. Vanessa Kitty's with us. Tactical FUD is with us. I got this mic a little hot, so I can walk around it, and it's kind of annoying because it's right up here in my face. So I'm going to eventually get the wireless or get a boom shotgun mic. That's what I was thinking about. Tactical FUD is with us. Good to see you, Tactical FUD. Mark Thomas. Good to see you, Mark. Who else is with us? Bubba's with us. Triclops Ballistics. Appreciate you coming in, man. Viejo is with us. I can pronounce that now. Andy79Z28, which I hadn't seen in a while. Good to see you. I've been thinking about, and I'm going to pop in Uncle Jim's Saturday show sometimes occasionally and say hello to you if Jim lets me, Uncle Jim. And I've done it a time or two, but I typically don't stay that long. But I want to jump in there and talk with you guys. He says, hi, everyone. Bye, everyone. Or not. Yeah, he goes to bed early. He definitely works. Hillbilly Up is with us. What's up, Hillbilly? I love the way he says that, man. It's cool. I love that video. I know you all have seen that video Hillbilly's got. Hillbilly, I sit and think of the night, if I had a stick of lipstick, I was going to fire the live stream up and y'all could see my my Bud Light lips. And I said, no, I'll pass on that. But I thought about it just for dark humor or crazy humor. But good to see Critter has joined us. Thank you, Critter, for coming in, man. And MacMan, of course, is with us. Got 18 on. Good. Wow. I appreciate that, guys. Let me see what all you're saying now so I can get an idea here. Viejo, he knows more about Lee than I do, definitely. I don't know that much, and I admit it. But I'll do like Mac. What I do know, I'll show you, or what I've learned so far. He says, Lee factory crimp dies for revolver rounds are roll crimp. Yeah, I knew that. Factory crimp die for smaller handguns are rounds or taper. Yeah, they got either the pedals. Well, no, 223 is the pedal. That's right. Actually, I was trying to think what the, what's weird. I hadn't actually looked at that doggone. I did look at the 9mm because I did load some here a while back, and I'm planning on loading more. But I didn't look at the. I forget what it looked like, but probably tapered like this is. At least it looks tapered. But that's true. Collets are available for, and that's all. Let me highlight that for a minute. There you go. But this is just be a beginning, and hey, a chance for all of us to get together, and I'll admit I don't know everything on reloading, and you always learn. I don't care how old you are, or what you do in a hobby or sport. You're always learning. I realized a while ago my TV wasn't going to come on. I mean, my TV from other monitor, and apparently I thought it was plugged up and was not, because I haven't streamed so long. I didn't know how the equipment was. I should have checked that before the show, and I usually do. So I apologize for that, because I was going to look straight there ahead and just talk with you guys. And matter of fact, bear with me a second. Let me see if I can find the plug to it, because I like that television. Oh, I see it. I think I see it. No, that's not it. Bear with me. The camera's going to move. Don't get dizzy. You think you're watching one of Hillbilly's Bud Light videos here in a minute. I know that cord is over here. Okay, it's plugged up. That's weird. Oh, I know what it is. My batteries are probably dead in the remote. Huh. Okay, it's on. Strange. It's not. Oh, there we go. Wow, it's coming on. It would not come on earlier, so that's a trip. There we go. Let me move you guys. I'm going to move you over to another screen here. Is what I'm going to do. There we go. I'm so used to putting my face in the shot, and talking, that tutorials are still a little new to me doing it. And Mac does a great job doing it. I'm going to get his camera, either that or a Canon. Probably when I realize how once my car goes in the shop and it stays there, I'll tell you all the story on this. Y'all know I got to put a motor in the shop. Shop's gonna pull it because it's just getting too. I can't handle it pulling it right now, especially in the summer. They're gonna pull it, send it to the machine shop. Well, I called them the other day. The guy that owns it's a pretty big machine shop too, big old brick building, long warehouse like. And he does great work. He's made race car engines. Bob makes builds engines, or had a company, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I asked his wife. I said, if I put this in the shop and Shay, gets it out when I do, what is the turnaround on this motor? And she said 8 weeks before we can touch it. And I says, oh boy. I said that's fine with me. This summer will be gone anyway, regardless. Even if they get lucky, it'd probably be the end of summer. If it's the end of summer, I just might as well wait till Christmas or 2024. But anyway, it may not come out till next year. And when I get that in and realize what the cost is going to be, and I've got savings for that, and then I'll pull the trigger and get me a good Sony or Canon camera. And you just can't do much with this. Sorry, guys, you're all looking at the screen. Apologize for that. Bear with me a minute. There we go. Get that out of the way here for you. You are doing a ton of stuff doing this stuff, that's for sure. Mac got it right. Got that television, mounted on the wall, I think it is. I'm trying to bear with me a minute. There we go. I'm trying to get Viejo off the screen there. There you go. See, here's what happens when I turn the light on, and I know that's not interesting. Well, it might be okay now. Yeah. Earlier, it wouldn't even, it was washed out almost completely. This thing's kind of iffy. It'll kind of do what it wants to do, focus, not focus, be bright, be dark. It's just all over the map. But here we are. We have some 40 S&W. And for those who don't like 40, pretend this is 9mm because it's essentially same thing you would do. I actually mentioned that, I think, to someone here recently. This is brand new Starline brass, as Elvis would say, get tongue-tied. It's good brass. Got 500 rounds of it here. I think it was 100, and Viejo probably knows this. I forget now. It's been so long since my brother ordered it, and I sent him the thing, and he ordered it. I'm actually doing this for my brother. Hang on a minute. Yep, mini cartridges. For sure. Yeah, some of these guys on YouTube, or in our community, they've reloaded for decades. Me, no, I'm just a little peon for the past, 9 or 10 years. But I've shot since I was 10 years old, guns. And actually, I was shooting BB guns and pellet rifles when I was younger. But this is a carbide die, Lee. And there's the brass. You don't have to lube it. Some do out here. I've actually been sizing a little bit today. I don't really do the lube. If it'll do it okay and don't scar the case up, I'll just go ahead and do it. Let me explain though on this gear here how some quirks of it. I don't know the Lee. I know you supposedly turn the die down till it stops, hits the shell holder, and because the carbide, if you put too much pressure on a carbide die, it can crack the carbide ring in there. Now, me, I check my carbide when I get a die set. I look at it, I see if it's not proud. I look and see if it's flush or slightly below the steel. This one here is slightly below. So that tells me I can cam over somewhat. But I don't cam over heavy on carbide dies. It's just not a good thing to do. So what I do is I was actually going to undo these dies and do them. And like I say, I ran late. I apologize for that. I have, and I will take the O-ring out. Talked with Walter the other day, or Walter in a side chat or something, mentioned something about those. I hate those Lee, I hate those new lock rings. I call them torture devices for your fingers. But here's your die, and it has Dillon rings on it, for right now anyway. And why I picked that over the, my preference is Hornady. Hornady has some great die lock rings, in my opinion. But the thing is, I don't like on a turret, I don't like the crowded space using Allen wrenches, even though I got like Walter, which I got that from Walter, a plug for Walter, which is Viejo, for putting these little things on my magnets on all my presses, and I never lose them so far. I even have my right here. These are shell holders are clipped to magnets on my inline fabrication plates and strong mount. But right now I'm using Dillon die rings. Okay, using number 19 shell holder, which comes with your deluxe die kit. You'll get it. I think it was probably $53 or so when my brother bought it. This press has cam over. It also has a flex head, tilting head, which I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, but I'll go through the motions anyway, in case somebody new jumps in. But it does have a little flex. But I never worry about that. A long time ago, some guy jumped in on a video of mine and says something about, hey, you need to look, the head's flexing. I said, yeah, it's made that way. It does, but it still loads great ammo, and it does. So anyway, what we do, put the shell holder in the ram, raise your ram, turn your die down, pull your ring up to the top. And I love that ring. I can just, boom, it's there. I'm patient. I learned patience. I used to be very impatient when I was a kid. But as I got older, I got over that. And so turn your die down. And what I do is touching. And I turn it down, firm, because this is a flex head. The head's not flexing. Barely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lower the thing, and I'm going to turn it a little bit more, about 1/8 of a turn. And I'm going to get it toward, a lot of this stuff to me is feel. And me and Echo's talked about that. And Walter knows what I'm talking about. When it comes to machinery or things, believe it or not, everything is not always measurement, especially in mechanical things. Setting up machines, it's good to measure certain instances, but a lot of things are just feel and learning the equipment you're using. Like I can tell, what I consider light cam over, because I don't want to break the carbide rings. It's right now the head's flexing. I'm sitting right here, which there's my hand. I'm raising the ram. Turn it. There we go. Light cam over. Not enough to crack the carbide. Now that's the way I do it. We're going to turn the lock ring down with the ram up. The ram is going to square with up touching. It's going to what I call square the die, which Highboy refers to it that too, and it is true. So we're going to square the die. Make sure your nut's loose. So the die will be squared. There's play in these dies, in these threads. So you want to get that, you want to tie the die with the ram up. Always. Now you could get by with it. People do, but it's not the preferred way. Now I'm going to tighten it with the wrench that came with the Dillon 650. And it's a cheap wrench, but hey, it works. There I'm knocking the I don't have a mount for this here yet, my RCBS primer. I just stick it here, and it's I didn't move it for the show, so pardon me for that. But anyway, we got that set up. Light cam over. That's fine. So that's ready to size your die. I'm going to turn this around. Let me undo the flare die. Now, what I do with a flare, I do with even though I haven't did a lot of pistol loading, I know the feel. I know when the flare by setting the bullet in, and I kind of got a feel for, if I got too much flare, am I working the brass too much? I just kind of know. Now you can measure as a beginner, and to give you a starting point. And matter of fact, I'll do some measurements on the loaded ammo. I know a little bit more about 9mm than I do 40. This 40's first time I've ever did a few rounds of it. So I'm going to back off the die. This is expander powder through die. You can expand and then put a funnel in this thing here and just dump the powder, your little scoop, which is, where is that little scoop? Right here, comes with it. To me, I don't know, in my 9, it wasn't to me that accurate. I picked another one. I have a set of these right here. So, okay, we're going to raise the ram. Hang on, guys, and I'll address you here in a minute. We're going to turn the die down. I've got it marked too with a Sharpie. Got the lock ring turned all the way up. And I may switch back to a Hornady on these, but right now we're doing Dillon rings, and that's my story. And I'm sticking to it on that. Turn it down to where there we go. It stops. What I call not a light stop, but just firm with your 2 fingers stop. Okay. Now when I do that, I lower the ram and I back it out 1 turn. And that's according to Redding. I mean, not Redding. Excuse me. Lee. Lee tells you to back it off 1 turn. Yeah, you could probably do a turn and a half, probably. Who knows? But let's see. Hard stop. Hang on a minute. I'm new at this. I ain't kidding you on this 40. All right. Back it out 1 turn, which is, wait a minute, what am I doing here? Yep, that's right. I got it right now. Hard stop. Back out 1 turn. Done. Now on this, what I would do, because you back out, you're not, how you going to square the die? Well, there's several ways you can square the dial. The die, excuse me. You can use a shell holder on top of a shell holder, or you can use a razor blade. I use a universal, what do you call it? I forget. Anyway, like a box cutter that you do sheetrock work with. Anyway, okay, do that. So I'm going to lower the ram, put the die thing on it, and I'm going to raise it up. And I'm going to square the die just like that with another shell holder. I'm going to turn the threads down on the lock ring, turn it down, turn the lock ring down, and then lock it. There we go. There went the doggone. What won't happen on YouTube Live, the shell holder hit the floor. I don't care. All right, there we go. That is the expander die. The powder expander. What am I talking about there? I don't even know why it says that, really. It's kind of weird because I guess that's just a starting point. Anyway, I don't really do it that way. So forget what Lee says. But I'm just going by Lee's directions. How I do it is another way. And I'll show you. Right here we go. If I'm going to do an expander die, I'm on first size. Okay. I'm going to back the rings up. I'm going to raise the ram. So I start making good contact with that flare. I wished I had a Redding 2-step. I've been trying to sell my, I have an extra 9mm brand new 2-step expander, never used. It's for sale, guys. Any of you guys want it? I bought the 10 titanium coated Redding 9mm expander. Okay, now I'm doing this right here now. One thing I don't like, and I realized it, I don't like gloves because don't have the feel. So there goes that glove off. Here we go. No flare. It's starting to. Turn it about 1/8 of an inch. Just take your time if you're new at this. Just go slow. There we go. So much for squaring the die, right? Hope I didn't confuse anyone. There we go. You can still square the die after, well, you got it pushed up while the brass is expanding, in other words. Okay, let me see if it's starting to flare right then, right now. And I can tell that just by, touching it. What am I looking for? Okay, the bullets. Where's the bullets? Here we go. Hang tight, guys. This box is heavy. Right now, I've got Hornady. I think it's 150 XTP, 155 grain, 10mm or 40 S&W, 100 of them. But I'm just going to do the Acura, which is right there. So let me open this box and get a few of these bad boys out. These are Acura bonded, plated bullets, actually. I don't know why I said bonded. Right, I'm going to check the bullet here. I've learned one thing. I don't like these gloves at all. There we go. Got rid of that. I'll set the bullet in it. See, that's why I love it. It will not seat right now. I'm going to lower the flare die a little more. Turn it about another eighth. I'm going to check the flare with my fingers. I'm going to set the bullet in it. Okay, the bullet's starting to barely want to sit in it, which you all can see it. I barely see it. Sorry for my bad camera. So, okay, I'm going to flare it a little bit more. Turn it about an eighth. Slight turn. Turn it one more time and check it. And I want it flared. I love the two-step because it just sits in there better and does it. That's one thing I don't like about some dies is just a single step. It's just my personal preference. Okay, right there, it's sitting a lot better. Now, because it is plated, I'm going to flare just a little more because I do not want to scrape the plating off and damage the bullet. When it flies out of the barrel and it tears up. So let's raise it, turn in another eighth of an inch. There we go. Let's see what happens. Starting to sit in there pretty good now. And I'm not over, I can tell just by feeling, I'm not over flared a lot. I'm going to turn it a little bit more. I'm almost there. Now, for you guys learning, you would probably want to get your calipers and get your reference points. It's okay to start out that way. Me, I don't have to, but I'll tell you to go ahead and do it if you're learning. I just know by how it feels. And here we go. All right, you all see how the bullet is sitting in there? And look. That's what you want. Right there. I'm kind of like Mac is. If I don't know something, hey, I'm still learning too. I may do the streams, and do this, but I don't have on 40, I have no experience loading them, but I do because I do 9. So it's really no different. There we go. That is. Over here we have the bullet seating die. I'll take that round out now and hang on a minute and we'll talk to you guys for a minute, see if you got any questions or anything. Hi Boy is with us. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. GGW is with us. Piker64 has joined us. Who else new here? Tactical Fudd is with us. Brutal Bob, of course. Warsaw Patriot, I seen a little earlier. Appreciate you coming in, Warsaw. I seen him in a CNT Designs. He does political chats or news chats sometimes live, and I watch them. MacMan039 Reloading, custom screen printing jumped in there. His name is Wayne. He's a nice guy. He does shirts, caps, everything. I'll probably get him to do something for me. Maybe make some AR Guns shirts and for giveaways, something like that. I am going to start giveaways too. Probably, maybe one every show. It depends. We'll just see. I'll just spring it on you. Got Peterson Farms of Nashville. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate you dropping in the house and being here. Who else is here? Hillbilly Up. Bubba. He's a nice guy, man. Check him out. We all jump in Hillbilly Up stream on Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And he has a panel, and it's a good show. We have a good time, don't we, Hillbilly? At least I do. I enjoy it. Very good time. Check his stream out sometimes. Highboy does a lot of streams, but you all know that. Man, Tactical Fudd. Hasbro earlier. Dale Pogue jumped in there. Good to see you guys. Who else is here? Tactical Fudd, Hasbro. Rollis Carvelis. Good to see you, Rollis. Appreciate you being here, man. Critter 9A. Dale Pogue. Who else is here? Hasbro, DWD37. He's always been with some of you guys. Have been with me a good while now. I can't even remember how long I've been streaming. 1.5 years, 2 years now, off and on. Kind of time flies. I was looking here a few weeks ago. I think seemed like it was August when Echo moved to Florida. because he sent me a text. That's how I was able to tell. Not this past August, I think last year, August. Man, time flies. Alaska One Andy has joined us. Thank you for dropping by, Alaska One. Bob, who else? I'm not rushing. Michael Hurtnick's with us. Good to see you, Michael. Yeah, a lot of you guys been with us a long time in this group of us reloaders, and it's good to have you. We appreciate you. As I've said before, without you, we have nothing. Not even anything to do except maybe talk to ourselves. And that would be kind of unentertaining. Mark Thomas, Curtis Long. Good to see you, Curtis. Appreciate you jumping in there, man. MSB 9021 is with us. Appreciate you coming in, man. Been a while since I've seen you. Of course, my streams, been kind of erratic when I do them. And but I do miss you all. Vanessa, Kitty. We also got some of the best mods in this community. Vanessa's been, she was the first person. She's the first person that jumped in a test cam I did here when I first started streaming. One day I went on there and said a few words or something, test audio, 1, 2, 3. She later says, I heard you back there or something. So she's a great mod. She's hangs with all of us, Uncle Jim, and mods for a bunch of us. And Michael Hurtnick's been with us a long time. Ruda Bob, he's a new friend. Well, not new now. How long we been knowing each other, Bob? 6 months, 8 months? I can't remember now. Been so long. I'm still scrolling. Apparently I'm scrolling. I can actually scroll fast. I just at an odd angle here with this crazy camera. I don't want to leave anybody out. Let's see. Andy 79Z28, Z28. He's a lot of knowledge, a lot of years reloading. He has under his belt. Tactical FUD, and that's it. And now new comments. Hang on, bear with me. Got Mario Mosen jumping in here. Hey, Mario, call him Battle Bean. Okay, we're setting up. Let me loosen the cedar die, Lee. Just wait till I get that camera and a couple of little panel lights. And it don't take expensive panel lights. I'm going to buy similar to what Max got, but I'll probably have a stand with them. And they're going to be kind of back, around the bench here. And going back to, this is the cedar die. It's a nice die. It's got an aluminum thing in. You want to back it out right here. And it's marked too with a Sharpie. So I'm going to back it out. I'm going to take it down till it raise the ram without the brass, of course. Raise the ram up. We're going to turn the die down until it touches the shell holder again, similar to what the other die is. A little bit different on the back, turning it out. I turn it firm. That's the seating die, so it don't really matter about right now, in my opinion, about the camo. I will basically adjust it with the center thing, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to take it till it touches. And I'm going to lock it. Well, I'm not going to lock it. I'm going to back out 3 turns. That's according to Lee. So I got it marked. So I'm going to go ahead and go 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turns. Because I'm OCD, I'm going to get another shell holder, and I'm still going to square that seating die. I'm going to turn it up, put pressure on it to square the die. I'm going to turn the Dillon lock ring down. Snug it up. You got to really snug these Dillon. They come loose easy. Ask me because I know. There goes another shell holder. I have a floor full of them. Anyway, got that going. All right. Set the brass in there. Actually, let me, hey, we'll go ahead and, you all have never seen, well, you already know this. I know the streams. Here is mine, just like Mike and a few other guys on YouTube. I've got the ABP, Automatic Bench Primer. I don't have the inline fab plate yet. I am going to get it. I'm also going to remove this strong mount from inline, and I am putting a standard flush mount here, and I'm maybe two of them, and I'm going to do what they call the extendable inline mount, and I'm going to do away with this. Take this off this bench, this strong mount. Just crowds my space too much. I'd rather have, and also I may end up routing the table out, maybe in time. So hang on, here we go. We're going to sit here and prime them around. But we've got to put I found out lead works just like RCBS in this unit. I think there was one, I think Redding or something didn't work with this too well. Some shell holders don't seem to work as well with this. RCBS does, and so far Lee seems to do a good job. I'm going to put the brass in there and we're going to prime it. Well, might help me if I, bear with me. Here we go. This is here. There's a primer. Going to be a primer in that right there. It's a little shaft. You want to drop it right down in the hole like that. I know this is kind of hard to see, especially when I got diffused lighting. So anyway, it's right there. You push down. Got your primer in there. Put your shell and brass in there. Push down. And there's your prime case. I usually feel it. Sometimes I'll measure it. And it's below flush. I try to at least get a little bit below flush. If I accidentally say you don't put pressure on it and you touch it, at least you know. As you go, do your quality control as you go, is what I do. Some of it anyway. And so it's below flush. I can feel it. So there's one. Now next we'd put the powder in, but I'm not going to do that because this is a live thing. I've actually got the scale, but I'm not going to dump powder tonight. So we'll just do the dummy round. Powder's not that big a deal. All right, we're going to take this now. Take our primer shaft, put it back in the holder. Take our 19 lead, put it back in here. All right, here's our brass prime. Pretend there's powder in there. Next time I'll do powder. Just right now, I don't want to dump it out. And here's my powder I'm using, guys. Anybody got any questions? Ask me. If I know it, I'll tell you. If not, Walter or someone else on here definitely will know. I'm using that, and I'll read what it says. Silhouette is ideal for competitive shooters in IPSC, IDPA, and USPSA. As a double base high-performance powder, Silhouette is an excellent choice for 9mm, 38 Super, 40 S&W, and 45 ACP. Silhouette's low flash, that's one reason I bought it too, low flash signature, high velocity, and clean burning properties make it the perfect powder for indoor ranges and law enforcement applications. So this here is apparently, I guess some people use it, but that's what they market it to. So I got 4 pounds of that there. And we will dump powder the next stream next Thursday. I'm going to try to stream every Thursday at 9 and try to keep it on a regular schedule. This streaming just occasionally like this is, I like to be in the stream. I hate missing the streams. So let's get bear with me a second. Let me get a handful. Get a few bullets out right here. This is a big box. I ain't kidding you. It's amazing how heavy little bullets and big bullets can be in a box. I got right here a box of 2,000 223 soft point. Wow. Imagine what 6,000 would weigh. All three stacked. It's pretty heavy. Okay, here's our little bullet, plated bullet, Acura. He bought these. We could have bought berries, extreme. There's a number of different ones. Walter knows more about all those different flavors than I do. I know extreme, this, berries, bullets. Of course, Hornady, Sierra, they make hollow points. Quite a few companies out there do. Okay. We're going to put we're going to, hang on with me just a minute. Let's get that brass back and flare it. That's not the one I flared. Okay, we got that flared now. Got the bullet set in it. I'm going to raise the ram. Actually, I'm going to turn it out a little bit more. Might help me if I go to the doggone bullet seater, wouldn't it? Everything live, folks. If you make a mistake, I can either take the video down or whatever, but hey, I'm human too. All right, there we go. I'm going to make sure this centerpiece is backed out. Okay, turn it down a little bit. Raise the ram. I am seating the brass-plated bullet. And I'll get in on another show on the exact measurements to help new people and people on here, get a little bit better idea. Tonight, I'm just going to do it by feel and tell you about how I do it with feel like that. I've actually did it by feel on 9 and measured, and it come up just about whatever, everybody does, like Highboy and a lot of other people on YouTube. Who else does it? Elfster, when he loads, and it's amazing. I've set up a lot of machines just by by 2 fingers doing things, even by eye on a lot of equipment. There we go. It's starting to set, and which you can see. You can tell it's really long. Hang on a second, and I'll measure it. It's nowhere near seated, so where's my calipers? Where'd those boogers go? Hang tight, guys. Here it is. I bought this. This is eye gauging. This is one of the best calipers for $40 you can buy, in my opinion. I've used Hornady. I've tried RCBS. They all want to run down with you. So if you're new and you are a seasoned reloader, check these out for the money. These have got big numbers, and instead of the small button, every time you turn around every few months dying on you, it's got a big button in it, a battery. And these things have been dead on, and they just work. They're great. And they're called eye gauging. So it's zeroed out. Let me check the length on it. I know it's nowhere near seated. I do it like that. Like right now, it's 1.285, which is way too long. Let me get the book. The books are right here. Always buy your books if you're new or seasoned reloader. I'll go ahead and go to the 40 right quick because I'll just to tell you about some of the SAMI specs. Let's see. I got flags on here. You think I could find them fast? Here we go. I got everything flagged like that. Buy these on Amazon, man. They're great. You don't waste any time getting to your round you're looking for. 40 S&W, right there. There we go, right there. Bullet diameter 0.400. Maximum COL 1.135, which I knew. Maximum case length 0.850. Case trim length, which I don't trim pistol either. I probably would maybe if it was competition, who knows. But it's 0.845. Max case, max is 8.850. Okay. Case trim length 0.845. That's that book. Okay. I already know. I'm going to show you all something here about this. I can't say other case gauges, and I don't have my brother's barrel, which I done told him for months, bring me a barrel. So we're going to do this one. So we're going to seat this bullet. Tim S. has joined us. Good to see you, Tim. Appreciate you dropping in. See what everybody's saying. Nope, I'm wrong. Tactical FUD, same here. Extreme hollow point 120. Yeah, I like 124. Matter of fact, I used to carry my 9mm. I used to carry a Winchester silver tip back in the late 90s, and my brother did 124 grain. And DeKalb County Police here in the state also carried. I know I was in a bar one night, and I says, "Hey," I was young though. I said, I got really good friends with Dale, a DeKalb County cop. I'd always speak to him, and I said, "What are you carrying in that semi?" It was a Beretta. He says 124 grain silver tips. And so me and my brother bought some back then. We're going now back to this. Let me scroll a little bit and see if y'all got any questions. TMS 1.225. I may lose track of what you're saying on there. Now, see, for the 40, it's 1.135, they claim. Now, you know, with different bullet profiles, you'll probably go under that. But according to Sammy spec, you shouldn't go over it. There. We're going to turn down the seating die. Keep turning it down a little bit as we go. Take your time. There's no rush. Turn it, eighth or quarter turn. I'm doing eighth of a turn. Very little. Enough to take it down, but I do it slow. I've only taken it down just a little bit, though. I can tell. Even doing that, I may do a few quarters. 1.282.5 is what it's reading right now. All right. Now, what did I say the number was, you all? The overall length? Now, that would be, based on the bullet profile, of course, 1.135. So we already know that thing is long. And if you stick it in here, surprise, surprise, yeah, it's very proud. So let's get down to it and get this over with here in a minute. Let me see what all you talking about here. Tactical Fuzz is talking to Hasbro. I bought 115, 124, shot 124, never went back to 115. Yeah, 124 is a good grain. It's my preference. I've got some 115s. I don't for 9mm, but I don't have it. Viejo, let me highlight him. Says the first page of each caliber section in my low ring binder is a printout of the Sammy specs. That's a good idea, Walter. Actually, I think you mentioned that one time or something, or talked about that. I've got a folder over here and a thing. I'll probably start doing that same thing. Let me see what's going on. I use Extreme Bullets, Tactical Fud said earlier. Viejo, I like Extreme and Accurate, both they're both plated, yeah. Yep, they sure are. I'll highlight you guys, that way you can get shouted out a little bit. Let's see. Oh, Kyle Lust has jumped in there. Yeah, Kyle. Kyle says silhouette, a little goes a long way. That's what yeah. Viejo says, right, D-Dub, horny shell holders have a bigger hole in others and may work better in some cases. I don't remember what the question was above there. D-Dub here. Let me go ahead and highlight Kyle. Yep, he's right. Pistol powder, it don't take an awful lot at times. See, D-Dub says, heads up on the, if you noticed a primer stem sticking, try a new shell holder. Stem sticking, try a new shell holder. I have one that must have a smaller hole and hangs. Yeah, I forget which one I put on here when I bought this RCBS, but it wouldn't work, and I ordered one for 223 and one for 9mm, and I think I bought one for 308, but I don't remember if I bought it for 308. I was gonna get it on it, but so far Lee is working with this RCBS and doing okay. But that's something you can know. So you not only can use RCBS, you can use Lee definitely with it. How you guys doing this week? Well, I had try jacking up a dang 1989 Corvette with a big floor jack and a mini one. I can't get the floor jack under the front because of the wind dam. It's designed with a plastic hang down like that. Boy, I worked for several hours out there. Got one tire off and cleaned it, cleaned the inner barrel of it with some wheel cleaner. Non-acid, but it still cleans it really good. And I put a drill brush on it and got it done. Got one more wheel to do. My daughter's coming over Saturday. We're taking it down and getting 4 brand new tires, 500 tread wear on it. Hillbilly up earlier said 1,000%, brother AR guns. Mac knows this. It's kind of hard to keep track of the conversation when you're doing a hands-on stream. Definitely. Mac Man says, Piker, it has the Henry 5 and 10 round mag with it. What mags? Okay. Dale Pogue is with us. Good to see you, Dale. Piker 64. I'm taking my time with this, just kind of go steady. I'm not in a rush. And MacMan says, my lugs, Mile called me today and said they have the new Henry Homesteader 9mm. Guess what? I will be. MacMan, he's a gun of the week club guy. Boy, I was thinking one night in the live stream, I said, I wonder how many guns he has. Oh, boy. I used to have quite a few. Now mine's kind of down. I sold a lot of them off. I sold a $2,000 rifle off a few years back. Custom left us early and said, God bless. God, good to see you, Custom Screen Printing. Wayne, if you're still listening, you have a good one. Peterson Farms of Nashville was with us earlier. Like I said, Phil, I feel great. I'm ready to go dancing, Bob says. Oh, no. Don't put no wig on and drink Bud Light, though, Bob. Stay away from that stuff. That Bud Light does crazy stuff to you. Man, I can't remember if I ever had a drink of that years ago. But here we are. We're back to this. Got 18 on. Well, at least my thing may be wrong. It's strange. It sticks at 18. Okay, it says 18. We're still seating the bullet in the flared brass. Let's turn it down about a quarter and get this going. It's taking all day. I can see the bullet setting fairly high, and you'll notice I'm kind of ramping the speed up here a little bit. And this bullet sticks out a long way. It's looking better now, as you can see. Still looks a little odd. I've never loaded accurate. So it's definitely going to be different than, say, I already know what these are like to a point. Because Hornady just makes a little different profile and maybe a little bit shorter bullet depending on it. Okay, let's take a measurement of this, see what it is. It says 1.253. Okay, let's drop it in the, won't go. Now, granted, it's not crimped yet, but if you tried to crimp it, it still won't go. Let's turn this down a little bit more. Hang on. Let me show you. Let's put this number back up there for you all and for me. Even though it says, Sammy Spec was up there, here's what the factory spear is again. 1.215. Dead on it. 1.121.5, which I just might as well say 1.122, or you could say 121. But math correct, you'd say 122. All right, and that shoots perfect in a gun. We know that it feeds perfect. 125. Let's screw this down a little bit. Let's continue seating this. Now you can really, on the reading, you can definitely hear and see the head flexing, which is normal for this press, of course. See just a little more. I'll give you a measurement just in a second. And I'm going to get rid of I'm going to not use this mic in a live stream eventually. 1.222. Still a lot more than the other one. Still sets up in the case. Will not go down. Let's put it in there. Let's take it down about a quarter. Let's check it again. 1.208.5. I know you can't hardly see it, but when I get the other camera, you definitely will be able to. I'm trying to get the light where it don't reflect on it. I should have used the analog. All right, let's try that. See if it's still, nope, look at there. Still won't see. And from experience, you can crimp it and it still won't seat in this case gauge. And I wish I had the barrel here, but I don't have it. Let's turn it another quarter. One more quarter. Get a measure. Now it's starting to look more like a round instead of sitting proud. 1.190. I really ramped that down. will not sit. Sets proud in the GGW case gauge. What did I say? 1.125 was on the, or 124 was the factory round, if I remember. Let's see. Actually, 1.121. Yeah. Okay. 1.121. Let's take this case bullet down a little bit more. Let's see what you all are doing there. I have the RCBS mold cast. Great. I will check the Lee mold out. That's something I need to get into, and I always say that. I know Mac told me a long time ago he'd send me some lead. I need to start buying that stuff. Let me scroll here. There, I dropped the bullet way down until almost where the nose breaks away from the shoulder. Yep. Crimp that sucker and see if it chambers. Yep. Bear with me a minute. There we go. I actually did that today, on this one. 1.183. Let's crimp it. I got a prediction. I don't think it'll chamber. 1.183. I could be wrong on that. I've got this set up, so let's, just for speed's sake, I will go back and set this up if I have to, if you all want to see it. Let's go ahead and crimp it. There we go. And it looks good. My prediction was right. It won't pass in this case gauge. When I first got this gauge and use it, I realized that, I mean, you can't see it, but for some odd reason, if your bullet's too long, it will not sit down in this case gauge right. Now, you can crimp all you want with this thing. I have, even with 9mm. It will not go down. I don't know about others. Walter's probably more aware of the other brands, but this brand right here, it seems to, when the bullet length gets right, bam, it drops right in. But right now, nope. Sets proud. Let's take it down a little more. I know it's cramped. We'll just go ahead and take it down anyway, just to see where it's going to work out at. Turn it about a quarter. Another quarter. Let's see what it measures now. 1.163 we're at. Wish you could see that, but you can't. Let's see if it'll chamber with 1.163. Almost. It's getting better already, just with that seating depth. I've noticed with this case gauge that when you get the length right, it'll seat. No matter, and it doesn't matter how much you crimp, that bullet will, this case gauge will not function even in 9mm. This brand. Walter knows more about certain brands than I, definitely more brands than I do. Let's turn this bullet down about a quarter turn more and see what we're at now. 1.153. We're still not near the factory round, but it does look like Walter says we're not near the breakaway yet. I probably more am here, Walter, or Viejo, which you can see a little bit. I'm more at the breakaway. Guess what? I loaded this earlier, guys. Watch this. Perfect. Now, what did it measure? A little less than I wanted it to, but it was just a fast test. I really wasn't worried. It's 1.121, which is 4 thousandths less than this factory Lawman here by Spear Ammo. And once I got it down and I just went clunk. There it is. So let's see that. Let's get that round. It's almost there. Let's turn it a little bit more here. Instead of just dragging this out for eternity. Turn it about not quite as much. You want to definitely go at 1/8 of the turn there. 1.149. Anybody want to guess if it will chamber? Howdy, Chad. Thank you for dropping in, man. Still got to check some of your videos out. He's a good guy. He's hopping in Hillbilly Stream. He's got some good videos up there. I did kind of do an overview of each channel, and pretty soon I'll start watching some of them. All right, here we go. We got the EGW thing. Let's see it. What did I say? 1.149. You guys want to predict? Let me know. Thumbs up if you think if you think it'll chamber. My prediction is it might. Let's see. Nope. Still will not chamber. Now I can go back and we can crimp it. Again, let's do that just for newbie sake. Let's try a crimp. Okay. As Walter said, crimp that sucker and put it in there. Nope. See that proud right there? Sticks up. But watch this in a minute. I don't know why. It's just this case gauge, I guess. See, I don't have the barrel. That's the unfortunate thing either. Okay, let's take it back to the seating. Let's turn in 1/8 of an, just a little. Let's measure it again. 1.140. Let's try it again. Almost. Now we just crimped it. Take it a little shorter. Let's see what we got now. 1.134. It might chamber in this gauge. Still not. It will not seat, even if I crimp it. Now, something about this gauge, I like this because it seems to be, I don't know how they may have bored it, but it seems to be an indicator of when the cartridge is right in a certain spec of whatever, it just seats on the length better. You can crimp it all you want. It won't go down. And I seated it a little bit. Almost there, guys. And I'll tell you what that measurement is here. It is, in my case gauge, and ain't nothing I can do about this, just what it is. It is what it is. 1.132. Still setting quite a bit up there with the rim, definitely, on it. Now, it might chamber. Definitely probably chamber in one of those plastic Glocks. Sorry about Glock's good gun. But I kind of kid around with Echo a while back when we was talking about plastic guns. There's something about a real metal gun, but I carry a M&P. Let's take it down a little bit more. Another 1/8 of a turn. Maybe less. Let's see what it says here. 1.128. Let's go ahead and crimp it again, like Walter said earlier. All right, let's see if it'll work. Almost. Almost. And I'm only doing a light crimp on here. It's right there at it. Just keep paying attention. Watch this. Turn it about another 1/8 of a turn. And it's starting to get like Walter said, at that curve. 1.127. Now, what did we say the factor was? 1.124. Okay, let me try to seat it there and see what happens. We're almost there. It's still a little proud. Let's turn it just a little bit more. 1/8 of a turn. See what we got. And I may go ahead and try to crimp again. I don't care if it destroys the bullet. 1.127 still. Okay, let's see if it'll drop. Almost. I could crimp it, but for some reason it just won't. Let's take it another 1/8 of a turn. I'm trying not to go too far here. 1.127 still. Huh. And I'm definitely turning it. Nope. Let's go back to the crimp, like Walter said. Crimp. Light crimp is how I got it set up. Almost, but not in this particular case gauge yet. And I trust EGW. I mean, is it sitting too low? That's up for debate. I'm going to turn it an 1/8, turn it down. Let's see what we got. 1.127 still. Turn it again. There we go. See what that is. Nope. Still will not pass this case gauge. But it is starting to look like Walter said earlier. Starting out to look more, a little bit more normal, where the bullet breaks, the shoulder breaks. Right, let's see this a little more. Take a measurement. 1.17. What did the factory length do? What was it? It was factory was 1.121. Spearman 40. Mine is at 1.17. Let's crimp it. I may have to turn the crimp down, but not according to what I think. I think it's set up right. Let's try it now. There we go. Hang on. Turn it just one hair more. Just 1/8 of an inch. 1.118. Crimp it. Get 1.118. Bingo. I don't know if it's the bullet shape, but I did this in XTP on the same case gauge, a 9mm, and it does the same thing. You can crimp to your heart's desire, and it will not pass that case gauge on 9mm. But it will pass once that bullet length gets within that certain parameters. And there it is. Now, I wished I had a barrel. I wished I had a 1911 or even a M&P or whatever, even my Taurus back. I had it for 8 years. But it looks about right by looking at it. But there it is. It passes the case gauge. But it would not do it until the length's right. Viejo, do you know more? Are you familiar with these EGW if you're still here? But if anybody is, let me know. But that's the way they do with 9mm. I got another block over here with 9. Once I get that, and I can put 9mm right on spec. I think if I remember in hollow point XTP, and it'll pass the 9mm EGW case gauge. Which accuracy you got, AR? Okay. Hang on a minute. Which accuracies are those? AR, the 165? They're the 155 grain Viejo. Yep, 155. Something about this case gauge. My 9 does the same thing. It's made by EGW. And I shot 9mm in my M&P, and they work perfect. I forget what my 9 is set up at, but it's around factory spec. And I can only, if you're new reloading, you got to do it by this. And if it works in the gun, and make sure you definitely don't start out with a hot load to anybody new to this. Start low, work your way up, and test them. Because the more deeper you go, your pressures can increase. Definitely. So start at a low charge and work your way up on this. To me, personally, I'll go. And I agree, definitely agree. I started on 38, 357. I started out in pistol on 9, definitely. Now here's 40, and but you got to pay more attention to pistol because, like Kyle said earlier, little goes a long way. I could forget how many grains of unique I did in my XTP. I think it was right near the max, and they shot perfect out of my M&P 2.0 5-inch barrel. Perfect. So there we are at that level. And you could crimp all you want with this gauge and it will not seat. And there, boy, that's perfect. There's one I did earlier. And then here's one I primed just now. Right there. Now, I'll set if y'all want to see we'll set the crimp die up, which I set it up similar to Walter and everybody else. Viejo, boy, you do. Yes, Viejo, it's close, yeah. It's just kind of a strange chamber gauge. But it kind of, when I first bought the 9mm, it kind of befuddled me. I sat there and went, hey, I crimped. I got it, near spec, and it would not go in here. All of a sudden, I slowly took it down and kind of kept doing what I'm doing now, crimp a little, go back, and bingo. And then I went out and shot it, functioned flawlessly. So these are good gauges. They're only $20, and they're, I think, aluminum, and they're made by EGW. But they'll help you with your length, because if your length's too long, these jokers will not take it. What's the biggest problem with semi-auto pistols? The biggest problem that I've seen with reload, probably what I can, watching videos, of course, YouTube, is reloaders that do it in a round to be a little long, and it won't chamber right, or feed on the round. So this is a good gauge. So I have nothing bad to say about it. EGW, check it out. I got 2 of them, and I'm happy with it. HIPAA, how you doing, brother? HIPAA says printed a brass catch in polycarbonate. Yeah, you got a 3D printer that attaches to the pick rail for Glockish styles. Haven't tested it yet. Cool. Let's see what highlight HIPAA. There you go. Appreciate you dropping by, HIPAA. HIPAA's one of those guys. He's been around with me a long time. There's Chad Kelly. So this is interesting to me. Does YouTube not pitch a fit doing live reloading? Nope. I'm not live reloading. I'm reloading dummy rounds. So I'm not really doing live ammo. And MacMan, he does dummy rounds too, I guess. So I know you can't touch a firearm on. No, you can't. If I had a barrel, I can touch a barrel. But at least I would. And I don't have the barrel. If I do a 9mm series, I don't want to do it because Mac's working on one right now. And I wish I had my gloves on. I could say talk to the hand, but I don't. But let's stream down. Scroll down and see what everybody's doing. I've been to a 3D printer. Yeah, a lot of people use them things, man. MacMan says you all will need it to get the 419-0 press next. It is a heck of a press, Mac. Man, that thing is something else. I kind of want to do what is it, Creedmoor Sports. I want to kind of upgrade this press, and I would like to do the new head. I don't want the head with individual collets in it. I want the straight head. I think it's stainless, Mac. If you know more about this than I do, Mac. I want the stainless head and try that upgrade. I want to do the washer shim upgrades on this first, and I'll let you all know how that goes. I'm going to order it here probably in the next few weeks. We'll do a stream on that, and I want to do that one and see what it's like. The head I won't get to last, but I'll do the, they have a washer upgrade you can put on your linkage. Then they have a shim right here, and then they got some other shim. I forget how it goes. Let's set up the, we're going to set up the bear with me, guys. We're going to set up the crimp die now, right quick. Like I say, I wished I had a better camera. I apologize for that. But that one Max got's about $800, $780 plus tax. It really gets you there. That does. I got to wait till I get my car going, and then I'll get it. I almost put it in an Amazon basket with a 4-year warranty the other day, but I didn't. This a little bit closer up here. So, right. Here's our round. There's the round. Let's take this, set this up. I'm going to take the bullet out, raise the round with your shell holder, screw the die down till it touches the shell holder. This is the crimp die. There we go. This is the Lee factory crimp I'm adjusting. Let off of it. Let's put the round that we just loaded during the stream, and let's back off the center. Hang on, I still want to square that. I still want to square that die, so bear with me a minute. Hang on, guys. We touched the shell holder. Tighten the lock ring. Like I say, with these, Dylan, you need to snug them a little bit. Now, if they were cammed over good, you could probably do it with your finger and twist it. So there we go. Yeah, let that drop. Back out the centerpiece thing on it. Let's take our round, put in there. Now this one's a, bear with me a minute. I typically do the raise it up. Lee tells you to do what I just said. Screw it down till it touches the shell holder. I just did, but let's take it and just turn it so it touches the shell holder. It just did. Tighten it. All right. Let's turn this centerpiece down. I feel it stopped. And it says when it stops, it says take it a half turn. That's per Lee instructions. So let me get a mark on it. I can do it without it, but it's better to really put you a mark on it for reference. There's my reference mark with a Sharpie. It says turn it a half a turn for a light crimp. I got a magnifying glass. And it's definitely, we know earlier because I had it set up so it was already crimped, but that's the directions on it. If you want to do it, just says turn it down until it touches, back out your center. A lot of people with rifle, you kind of wiggle, to the factory crimp die, I'll say on 223 till it stops moving. And you lightly crimp in little, 1/8 increments or quarter, whichever way you want. This here, we already know I did it earlier. I had it actually set up for a light crimp. I had it touching the shell holder, screwed down till it touched. And then I turned it a half a turn more and got a magnifying glass today when I wasn't in a stream, and I looked at it, and sure enough, it's crimped. I can tell it's crimped. Actually, it is crimped. Perfect. And there we go. With that crimp I just did too, it's setting absolutely perfect there. Passes the case gauge just right. Anyway, guys, like Mac, I was wanting to do something around some reloading gear. And I will cover this one out a little more in detail, which is not a lot about it. Just basically you got this, and then one's for a small primer, one's for a large. It sets in a little thing right here, and it goes down in there. Lee definitely works with it, and RCBS, of course, shell holders work with it. If I remember, let me try. It seems like, I don't think, I don't have the round for this, so that's the problem right now. I don't have the brass. I tried it on Redding. It didn't seem to work too well for me. But, let's see. Chad said, that should be cool, Hippo. I've been debating 3D printer. Yep. Can't wait to see it, Chad. Yeah, I got to watch some of your stuff, man. Definitely. Chad says, my intro is a little on the spicy side. I'm getting a very nice lady that I've been new friends with in the YouTube community. She is working, and I may end up giving her my phone number. She's working on, I don't want a tech per se intro and outro. I don't want a reloading per se, but something that's, in this genre that we do, shooting, reloading, etc. She's going to work on a thing for me, and naturally I'm going to pay her for it, send her some fines. But she's a very nice lady, and she's working on it for me. Has been for a while. She mentioned it months ago. We used to do some coffee streams, and she'd be in there. And she's real good at doing intros and outros. I could do one, especially with GoPro software, and I did one a few years ago. And I can also edit videos. I just don't usually do much editing. I go so long sometimes I have to think about it before I get in here and start doing the editing again. But it's easy. You just cut it, put it together where it looks right, and put your, those transitions in between them. Let's see. Chad says a a little long, but once I got going after the intro and I was down on my, let me highlight you, Chad. A lot better for me reading it. I was down on my range. I just wanted to make all the points about this bud stuff that I think needed to be said. Yeah, that was a funny video Hillbilly did. Just humor. I want this to be said. I am not. I am not. Everybody's cool. I don't care. Who you are. I don't judge people like that. So whatever you do, you do. I don't. That's your business. But I don't get political on that stuff. Just don't. Just like he says. He actually states in the video that he's not prejudiced against any race, color, he or she, or him, her, or non-binary, whatever that means. But it was a great video. I enjoyed it. Dale said he's watching it now. Anyway, guys, I didn't want this to be long. I started, a little after 9? Good Lord, I went too long, way too long. But the crimp's not that big a deal. It's a little bit different with a rifle. I got the factory lead right here. I actually do it and kind of wiggle it as it goes down on the bottleneck, and it's a lot easier. Anyway, I hope you guys like this. I don't have a lot under my belt. I haven't been doing it long either. I'm kind of new like Mac, and I don't have the, good gear. It's kind of hard to get stuff focused here. But I'll do more, definitely. We'll do on the Big Boss 2. This is the Redding Big Boss 2 here. That's the decapping die from Mighty Armory. I got that thing like $26 years ago. Cheap. Actually, believe it or not, my great-grandson broke a pin on it, I think, one time. And I still got to order a pin. That was from his early generations. He's a nice guy. His name's Wayne, Mighty Armory. I'm going to eventually buy one of his 9mm dies and probably one of his 40. And buy a few of his universal seating dies. Let's see, Chad Kelly says, and Hillbilly out there just making everyone smile with his videos. Yeah. I got a kit, change it to 6-tube system. Yeah, Hillbilly said, I just love people making them smile. Yeah, fun's good. And Uncle Jim, he does those wig videos during the holidays. I actually did buy me a hat New Year's. I think it's up there somewhere. And I think I jumped in a minute on his stream here this past year, which is rare for me. I don't usually go into hat chats. But anyway, I enjoy spending time with you guys. Had 18 on here at one time. I appreciate you coming here. And it's not easy with this mic too. I have to kind of crank it up, especially for sitting here like this. And the good thing is I'm not having to go back and forth either. I wished I had a big bench where I could walk around and talk at the same time because I prefer to stand, actually. And next time I probably will, because I can look down and see my stuff better. Here I'm looking at the screen and I'm just not used to running a live show like this with this setup. I'm definitely going to get me a better mic and a better camera, though, in time. Let me run up here and call you all out here, guys. Guys, when we talk about Bud Light, ladies, whoever, don't get offended by any of it. It's all in fun. It's not, nobody makes these videos, or we mention it, to make fun of anybody. Just humor. Vanessa Kitty was with us earlier. Appreciate her coming in. She's, like I say, she's a long time mod, been with us a long time. And I've been with other channels way longer than she's been with me. But she helps out. Tactical Fud was with us. Mark Thomas was with us tonight. Bubba was with us. Viejo was with us. Hillbilly Up. Tactical Fud. Bubba, Tactical. Let's see. Bobby Barlow jumped in there earlier. Well, now my thing's not even scrolling. There we go. Hasbro was with us. Bobby Barlow, I call. Mark Thomas, I call. Michael Hurtnick. Good to see you, Michael, if you're still listening. Appreciate you being here, man. Who else? Hasbro. Hillbilly Up was with us. MSB 9021 joined us. earlier. Dale Pogue was with us, Packer 64. Michael Dunn was with us earlier. How you doing? Hope you're doing well, man. Brutal Bob was with us earlier. Who else was with us? Oh, there we go. I'm not used to working this screen on this thing, is what it is. I'm way over here at an odd angle. So it's kind of awkward. Let's see. Curtis Long was with us. Good to see you, Curtis. Let's see. Y'all been talking quite a bit. MacMan039 Reloading. Check it. His streams are Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Hillbilly Up is Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Georgia Shooting Connection, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christmas 740 is 9 o'clock Wednesday night Eastern Standard Time. All good streams. Alaska One, Andy joined us earlier. Good to see you, Alaska One, if you're still listening. Some people just come in and out and they're busy, got things to do. I'll go in and stream sometime and then run around the house and do things or go outside, water the dog, and I'll come back and then I'll start talking on, side chat or something. Critter 9A was with us. Good to see you, Critter. D-Dub, Hasbro, Viejo. Let's see, Critter. Let me get this going here. Bubba, Pogue. GGW Outdoors. Good to see you, GGW. Peterson Farms of Nashville. Thank you for coming in, man, if you're still listening. I appreciate it. Brutal Bob, Warsaw Patriot was with us earlier. 76 Highboy Reloading was with us. Good to see you, Highboy. Highboy's got good shows. He's Thursday night too. I don't remember Central Time. I think he comes on at, can't remember now, at 6, 7 Eastern. I don't remember now. But he's always throwing streams up, so check him out. I've been knowing him and wow, since his Hornady days. Hey ho, MacMan. Tim S. joined us earlier. Good to see you, Tim. Mario Mosen, call him Battle Bean, former vet. He's a nice guy. He jumps in these live streams sometimes. Tim S. Who else here? Kyle Lusk. He's a Georgia boy here on the Shooting Connection sometimes. Kyle's a nice guy. I like it when he gets on the panel. Didn't see Jamie tonight. Chad Kelly was with us. Good to see you, Chad. Appreciate you coming by, man. It means a lot to me. HIPAA, I call him HIPAA. Let's see, who else? Definitely awkward using this different screen here. I'm not used to it. I'm fast on that other screen over there, boy. I can let it fly. Let's see, who else? Don't want to miss anyone. Who else come in here? Well, you all been talking quite a bit here. 67 Rebel, SSTAMC. He's one of my longtime followers there. Appreciate you coming in if you're still listening, Rebel. Sorry I didn't get you while I was doing the tutorial. My boy earlier said he had five grandkids with us. God, I have great grandkids, man. I'm getting so old. Vanessa Kitty was with us. Chris from the 740 jumped in. See, I missed him earlier because I was doing the reloading thing. Appreciate you dropping in, Chris. Alaska One, Andy, Dale Pogue. And that is it. Well, guys, check those other channels out. Hopefully I might miss a time or two. I'm almost finished with what I got to do with the vet. Once it goes in the shop, basically I'm going to be walking the neighborhood, doing some swimming this summer and trying to get my, get over, I had COVID, trying to get over that, get my energy back up and maybe set this up where I can walk and stand. I realize this, I don't like tutorial sitting. I prefer to stand, I think. And I'm going to get a different mic and definitely a mic first. And this mic here was never meant really for way off. It's a dynamic mic, which means usually up close. But I appreciate each and every one of you. You all have a good evening. And God bless and take care. And thank you for being here. And hoping I didn't mess this thing up. I tried to actually, kind of slow down and take step by step and explain it. And check these gazes out. They're great. But God bless. Good night, all. a good one.